Hi, this is Mark with my analysis for the week commencing the 9th of July. Now, we had a mixed week with news last week, big news week as it was, and with more news to come, and we may well be starting the summer ranging markets. As ever, knowing when they've started is the tricky bit. So last week you got ISM for the US. Anything below 50 is negative, so that wasn't positive. That wasn't good for them. Cash rate Aussie dollar came out as expected. OPEC, who decided to cut production more to try and jack the price of oil back up again. FOMC meeting minutes. Then this big surprise, ADP non-farm employment change. This used to be seen as an important indicator years ago, and then everybody kind of lost interest. But this was a massive change in the expected for the employment change. Ooh, great for the US. However, then the full NFP came out. It was worse than expected, so a bit all over the place. This is a good site I've shown you before. Mark to Market explains what was going on last week, and I'm sure there'll be an update after NFP. He's also talking in detail about what happened about the yen last week, and we'll have a look at that on the charts in a moment. Then, as ever, keep your eye on the news. This is one of the honchos from the Bank of England talking about it's better to put the rates up quicker. So he's at a clue for next month with the BOE. They keep jacking the rates up as well. So for the week ahead, the big things, you've got to tiptoe around these events for depending on which pairs you're going to trade. Now, Bailey speaking, Bank of England. That one I wouldn't be too concerned about as a dinner, but he is speaking, I'm sure he's speaking this way. Here we go. This one is a press conference about the financial stability report. That could rock the pound on Wednesday. You've got the cash rate for the Kiwi on Wednesday morning, so if you're going to trade the New Zealand dollar, be careful. And that's the big event of the month for them. They're also a bank holiday in New Zealand on Thursday, so that may make the Kiwi tricky this week. CPI for the dollar, and then CAD. Biggie for the CAD is the rate statement expected at the moment. They're anticipating, the experts, an increase of 0.25% in Canada. So let's have a look at the charts now. Dollar index. The dollar index doesn't look quite so dramatic here, but when we go down to the daily and especially the 4 hour, you can see the reaction. Could that be an overreaction to the jobs news? But it could well be that the dollar index is on its way back down to at least 101, and in which case then we're looking at dollar weakness for the week ahead and looking to buy against the dollar. Oil still trapped in the range. Gold and silver are still meandering along in their range. Swissy, so the dollar index has dropped. Clearly then the Swissy will drop as well. Now I had fibbed this as an up move previously, and spookily it stopped to the pip at 78.6 fib. It's also just below the whole number, and the Swissy does tend to stop at whole numbers. I can't trade this at the moment, my rules, but if you were thinking of this being in a range, then 90, significant whole number, 50% fib just below. It's an area of interest for those of you who are trading intraday for a potential short. The euro I prefer, but whether we're going to see this week, a pullback down here, still waiting for a pullback to 107. Now adjust this to 107.40. That would be an A grade for me all day long. At the top, this is an area of interest for a potential short. The issue is if you put your entry here, you're really pushing it for the stop to 80 odd pips up here. So it's one to watch, see if it slows down and then think about short, or be aggressive and put your stop just above this recent high here and above the whole number. But that would be the safer place at the top. AUD, now the better area for me for the AUD is back up here, anywhere around 70. But there are some cross pairs that might be more interesting for the AUD. We'll have a look at in a moment. AUD on a daily, these are areas of interest but not sufficient for me to get involved. However, this Aussie CAD, when you look at this on a daily, here this is a lot more attractive. So 90, I might step this and put part of the order at 89.90 and the other part at 90.20. But here you've got confluence of 78.6 fib, the whole number just below, a bunch of EMAs in a downtrend with a trend line. That for me is the A grade on the AUD CAD, and that's why I look at that as being more attractive than the AUD. Now the other thing I just talked about is the CAD news coming out this week. Now if this stays where it is or anywhere lower before the news, I might even leave the order in through the news, because the average range is 70, and if it was to start from down here, that would be more than twice the average range. If it's going to run out of steam anywhere, that would be the place. Now the USD CAD, we saw a bounce last week, and the area down here I would, along with an A grade, would be 13100. So here on the daily it's come up and touched the 200 to the pip. I've now put a trend line in, so it's clearly an area of interest. This move, the size of this move, will roll down to NFP news. The issue is if it comes up into here, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to place the stop, and this is only 50 pips below, so not as keen on that one. Pound CAD is a lot more interesting, but it's well away from the current price. 4 or 5 days movement down here. Areas to watch, those of you trading intraday, are clearly in here, but for me the A grade is a bigger pullback. Pound, I'm really not sure with the pound at all these days. The UK economy is in a mess, more so than the US, and yet the pound is going up. Dollar weakness we've just seen. I don't know, if in doubt, leave it out. The pullback down here, 120,400, yes, I would take it. Up here, not sure, walking away. Pound Aussie, same as the pound CAD, we need a bigger pullback, 182.50, and certainly 18500 would be an area to watch. Euro New Zealand, another wishy-washy one, but an area to watch is 173.20. Euro Aussie, another one that needs a bigger pullback, all the way back down here is 15800. So not too many that I'm seeing in my crystal ball at the minute, but the few that I do, that I place forward orders for. Ashley will update you with some of his trade ideas tomorrow. I mentioned earlier I was going to look at the dollar and the yen and all the yen pairs, and you'll notice last week this was going on. It pertains to the article from Mark to Market talking about what was going on in Japan. And for the dollar yen particularly, I still want to pull back. A lot of the yens are too far away for the pullbacks. However, which one was it I saw earlier that interested me? I think it was the Aussie yen I was thinking. Aussie yen back down here anywhere around 9200. I would be interested in that one. Euro pound, I'm still in here from before. So this is the order I took up here 10 days ago now. Still have the stop here. Going to watch this at the open. It's hit the original target, but as this is the balance of an order, I'm actually targeting all the way down here. Fingers and toes crossed. Final one, Euro CAD. Euro CAD at the moment is in the middle of this lot, not interested. If it breaks and closes above, and put on the daily at least, and pulls back, I would be interested to long this pair, because then I could tuck the stop in here, 70 pips away, and it could be a 500 pip move on this one. Okay, have a great week. Catch you later.